NBC has invested billions of dollars to be the exclusive U.S. Olympic broadcaster, and it's doing everything it can to pull viewers in for Rio 2016. But as the problems confronting the host city continue to fester, NBC finds itself in a delicate dance, balancing the cheerleading with accurate reporting. For the past year, NBC has been beating the drum. The Rio Olympics are coming, and you can watch them, of course, only on NBC.
And a reminder, again, opening ceremony next Friday night, the 5th of August. You can catch it where else? Right here on NBC.
And the Peacock is strutting out all things Olympics, from fashion.
Today we're getting a preview of what the athletes will be wearing to the closing ceremony.
To helpful hints about hosting your own Olympic watch party.
You can see down here we have Team USA, Go USA.
Elsewhere, though, the cheerleading is mitigated by some grim facts and scrutiny over Rio de Janeiro's fitness to host the games.
Police say a mutilated body has washed up on Copacabana Beach.
Safety is not the only concern. There are also worries about Zika.
One health official saying the games should be postponed.
The problems are so profound, some media outlets are openly predicting an Olympic-sized disaster, something even NBC has had to acknowledge.
Inflation is now rampant. The country's leadership is in turmoil. There's the question of water quality at Olympic venues such as sailing.
But as in past games at Sochi and London, which both face their own challenges, NBC is taking the glass half full approach.
An Olympics demands a spectacle, and Rio will certainly deliver.
Question is, what kind of spectacle? Well, talk about sympathy. I mean, you gotta, the Olympics is such a grand event. What are they gonna do? Turn everybody off and make sure nobody comes? I mean, that's,
Why don't they host it in Boston? I mean,
Great idea!
I'm sure they could get ready in time.
Probably could. But, ABC had this same issue for years and years when they were the host for the Olympics, so you can't really balance it. Now there's no separation between news and sports anymore. It's really just all one big mission. So, the reporters aren't going to be going out night after night after night, just, ragging on the host city.
Yeah, I mean, if we think back to 2004 with the Athens Olympics, there was all sorts of in the run-up, Greece is not ready, they're not going to be able to do this. Same thing with Sochi. And in both cases, once the games started, that all faded into the background. Now, there's a question, is Rio going to be another one of those cases, or is Rio going to be a disaster? And I think we're going to, the Zika virus question, is going to be something that I think is going to be getting news coverage throughout as athletes get infected and other, as local dignitaries get infected. I was interviewed this past week by a Brazilian reporter who wanted to have American media experts talk about how the coverage is looking here, because they are terribly concerned about the vision that other people are getting in Brazil, and that concern is going to go through the next few weeks.
How long do these Olympics go on?
2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay, so for 2 weeks I can avoid NBC.
I love the Olympics.
Yeah, I know you do. I don't. If they would
Boston, 2028.
If they would add baseball to the Olympics, maybe I would watch. More seriously, obviously we've got big problems here. A political crisis, a disease crisis. I don't know whether this is going to end up looking like the kind of spectacle that they want on TV or not, but regardless, there's some very, very serious stuff going on there, and I think it argues for a permanent venue for the Olympics. Why not put it in Greece? That's where it all started.
Well, they've got a problem. They got big problems, because even if they cheerlead it all day long, the other networks see this as a vibrant opportunity to go right at them. And this is more. Pretty much every place they've gone, there's been some political caca going on. This is more than political caca. We have international
in the water.
Doctors saying, do not go. We have athletes who've already said, I am not going. This is a big mess. It's just a big mess. I have to think, I came to the conclusion that maybe these things should have been canceled, because there's too much going on health-wise. We can't even get to bodies found on the beach and the rest. But trust, there's going to be a lot of that covered.
And the only reason that they weren't canceled is because it is this gargantuan corporate event. I miss the days, everyone romanticizes their childhood, but growing up in the 70s and 80s, I always thought of the Olympics, there was like a purity to it. They were more legitimately amateur than they have become today. We didn't know about doping and the... Are you disagreeing?
I'm disagreeing, but that's...
Well, like the basketball team, for example. The men's basketball team for the U.S. wasn't NBA players.
Right.
It was college.
Every other country's professional, but yes.
Fair enough,
yes.
fair enough. It is, the only reason, again, that they aren't canceled is because there's too much money at stake. And did everyone notice that the International Olympic Committee is threatening to sue any companies that tweet about the Olympics that are not official sponsors?
Please.
So let's say, I don't know if Nike is or isn't, but let's say Nike isn't an official sponsor. They work with an athlete who's competing. They can't say, hey, go for the gold this afternoon, Ted Jones, because the IOC says
I would
that.
like
I
to
hope
see-
that
I
gets
hope-
tested.
It is-
I'm going to start
It
a
is
company
being
and
If
tested.
I
start
were there,
tweeting.
I would do that. I'll
That is
tweet on your
happening.
site.
It's already happening.